So I will say good evening. My name is Anita Thompson. I am the committee chair and acting Cub Master right now for PAC 314 in Coquille, Oregon. I work with the Webelos and AOL Den. I'm also with the troop as their COR, and I'm the district lead trainer and on the council training committee. So that's somehow how I ended up doing this. Tonight's Webelos is the Fix It adventure. And so I'm going to share my screen. If it doesn't share, let me know, because once in a while, even though it tells me it's sharing, it doesn't. And we'll start if that's okay with you. And what unit are you guys with? Before I forget.
She's PAC 109 and I'm Troop 109.
All right. Keeping it in the family.
Yes, we are. And my son's involved too. So it's really cool. Kind of a lifetime dream. It's just been amazing that we get to do this.
Oh yeah. My dad was a Cub Master. My mom was a Den Mother. That's how long ago it was. And then my dad was Assistant Scout Master for my brother's troop. The one made Eagle, the one had a bad camping experience with a bad Scoutmaster and quit Scouts. But then he ended up, when he came out of the military, as the DE for that area. Went back to the troop that my brother Eagled in. They were still using the neckerchiefs that my mom had designed for them.
Oh, very cool.
I'm like, yes. I'm like, I need to write them and say, can you send me one?
Oh.
So my
cool.
sister and I always wanted to do Scouts. Now she's a Scout Master and I am a committee chair and whatever else they need. So.
Oh, that's a neat story.
Yeah. So let me share my screen and it may take just a second. Where'd it go? Come on. Because you know computers.
Yep, we see stuff.
Can you see it?
Yep, we're on there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this, I should have minimized us before I did this. This is the Webelos Fix It adventure, the Webelos AOL. And I know everybody says scouting is outside, but sometimes you need to be able to be inside. So that's why we do Fix It. We also want them to know how to fix stuff if they need to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many of you have been to a camp with the toilet that's overflowing?
Mm-hmm.
Or something broken that needs to be fixed right away?
Always.
Like, well, why are you teaching them? Yes, always. So the Let's Fix It. Okay, that's they have selected to do 8 of the following, and we'll go through those. I'm not sure why they're there. There we go. But before the meeting, you always, if you can, have your American and PAC flags handy for an opening ceremony. So many of the adventures require the kids to do a flag ceremony, and so many of the kids need practice, and more practice. Because I don't care how many times they've done it, they will forget it when you put them up there in front of everybody else.
They do.
Then they call for a gather game, common household tool items like screwdrivers, safety glasses, picture hanging equipment that you can hide around your meeting place. This would work really well at our old meeting place. Right now we're meeting in a big empty room that we put tables up in. So it wouldn't work. But if you have a place where you can hide those, or you could even just set them around and make the kids find them. You could give them an example, like find something that will help you tighten a light switch plate, or find something that will help you fix a squeaky door, and have them find those tools for their gather game as you're waiting for everybody to get there. Then you'll need the items for the selected Fix It projects. That is such a weird word to put together. From requirement 4, there are a lot of them. I think there's 22 that they can choose. They have to choose 8 from on here. You can make sure if you're going to do that at a den meeting that each job can be completed in the time you have, because some of them, if they can't fix it in one day or one meeting, they're not going to remember to go back to it. You can also hold your Fix It meetings at a repair shop, a lumber yard, or hardware or home improvement store. If you have one that, hey, can we come there and see what you do? Or even walking them around the store to show them the tools and maybe have somebody show them how they would use those tools. Always good to have extra help, parents and other adults that are handy with tools to help at the meeting. I know plenty of very handy women and not handy men. I know plenty of handy men and not very handy women. So don't, I just want all the dads, or I just want all the moms, or, you can have a good variety. We all know how to fix stuff. And for requirement 1, you can have the scouts assemble the toolkit at home and bring it to the meeting for review instead of trying to assemble it at the meeting. So requirement 1 is to assemble a toolbox and to know what you're going to do with those tools. The gathering is to arrange a scavenger hunt of common household items, like I said. And if you do have the space to do the scavenger hunt, make sure you let the kids know, pick it up when you find it or leave it where you find it so somebody else can find it. Just so if you wanted everybody to be able to see those items, they don't wander off with the first kid. Because you never know. I've been around these kids. and ours will pick stuff up to put them away unless you tell them, leave them where I have them. You put something on a trail for a hike that you want everybody to see so you can talk about it, and you come back and somebody else has walked behind you and picked them up. So I normally put up a sign and hope, where they can see it. Please don't take the stuff on the trail. That's the gathering. You can do it in one meeting. You can put it out into 2 or 3 meetings, but it can be completed in one if you have them do the prep work ahead, like fixing the toolboxes at home. So the opening ceremony, of course, you can conduct a flag ceremony. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen I was going to stop just so I can get rid of the picture on the side, but I think it'll be okay. Try to have different scouts lead at each meeting. You'll have some that say, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Like, get them to do it for practice. I have little cheat sheets that they can hold. And once they've started doing it, most of the time they don't end up using that. It's just that first, I'm in front of everybody. What do I say? And that during the headlights look. Remember that leading can include carrying the flags, calling the ceremony, leading the pledge, oath, and law. They can recite a patriotic poem or lead in a patriotic song. And you can also sing the Toolbox Song. It's located in the meeting resources, which I can send you. It's to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot, but it's I'm a Little Toolbox. So here's the opening ceremony. And then there's your Toolbox Song. I just about laughed myself silly when I was typing it in as I was reading it. So I am not going to sing it for you.
Hey, this is awesome.
It's actually in the leader's guide. But my thing is, keep in your toolbox bright and new, but if you use it all the time, it's not going to be bright and new.
Mine's not bright and new.
No, some of my best tools, I don't know when they were bright and new. But it is a cute little song. I'm not sure how it'll go over with Webelos, but it was in their book. So I will make sure you get that link.
I like that. That's cool.
And I love the wood plane. And most people don't know that was one of my favorite tools growing up that my dad let us use. But a lot of kids today, they're like, "What's that?" And you bring it in, and then they see, you run along a piece of wood, and they see all the little curls of wood come off, and they just are so excited by it.
Yeah.
So, talk time. It's always good to let the kids talk a little bit. Let them share among themselves, do din business, and then explain the adventure of Fix It. And they could say, why do I need to learn that my dad does that or my mom does that? Because it's always a good thing to learn. What if you go off to college and you don't know how to stop your toilet from flowing all over the floor? You need to know these things. So if they prepared their toolboxes at home, you can review the toolboxes with the safety rules for each tool. It's a good way to say, okay, what tools do you have in here? And you can pick and choose from the different kids' toolboxes. Discuss the differences from the tools from box to box, because not everybody's going to think something's important. I mean, what do you have in your toolbox that you think somebody else might not have? So there are different things. I have a special hammer that I used to use when I was a kid. And when I left for college, my dad let me steal it from his toolbox. So that is my hammer, and you don't touch my hammer. But it's mine. But yeah, there might be something special. Maybe it's something that their dad gave them or something from their grandfather. You know, they don't have to be new tools. They just have to be useful. If they completed requirement 2 at home, have them share what they learned. And that one, which I don't think I typed in, just 1 second. Normally I have this already. So requirement 2 was they need to find their fuse boxes. So their electrical panel in their home, if they live in an apartment, some of them may have them, some may not. So you might need to discuss that with them of, okay, where would you find it if they do have it, or where would they find it if they need to shut off the power in the apartment? We have one scout that his grandparents live in an old Victorian house. It doesn't have the standard electrical panel we're all used to. It has the knob.
The glass.
That fuses.
The glass fuses.
Yes. And so that's really cool for kids to see the differences between those as well. Another one for the 2 was what heat source is used in their home, whether it's wood, propane, gas, electric, and know how to turn it off if they need to. We just got our propane tank changed out today. And so my son's like, well, how do you turn it off? It was a great learning experience. You got to watch them take the old one out and move it, put the new one on, and connect everything to it. So, and what would you do to shut off the water for a sink, a toilet, a washing machine, you know, like the overflowing toilet in the picture there? That's something, some scouting area, you know, if you have a bathroom there, you can always take them in and say, did you not learn this at home? And show them how to do it if they don't know how. Yeah. Some parents may not know. So this might help them as well. Then from talk time, we go to our activity. Safety first, of course. So if they brought their toolboxes, have them demonstrate the safe use of 3 different tools in their toolboxes. For that, you might want to have maybe some wooden nails or some screws in a board that they can take, you know, put in and out if they need to.
They love that.
Yes, they do. Saws, we have a hand drill, and then the brace and bit.
Auger.
Yeah, they love to use those. And most of them, if they've been in since Bear, they use some of those there as well. If the meeting's not at its normal site, make sure you point out any safety hazards. Even at the normal meeting site, there may be safety hazards that they haven't thought of, like, okay, I better not do that over there. But if you've gone to a garage or a store somewhere else, make sure they know what they need to do or stay away from. And then definitely emphasize the need for listening and paying attention at all times.
Right.
Because you get them around tools and they're going to want to pound and nail and not listen to you.
Yep.
So, the Fix It projects, requirement 4. You can have the scouts carry out their Fix It projects you selected for the meeting. You could have them select some with you before this meeting, or you could figure out which ones you can do or teach them in the time you have. If you have a large den or even a small den that you know you want to do a little more complicated, you can arrange multiple Fix It stations with your adult volunteers and have them lead a table, like have this table over here, show them how to, you know, screw these 2 boards together, tighten the drawer knob. Over here, maybe how to work with the door hinge, to have one of them take them into the bathroom and show them how to turn off the water under the sink or at the toilet. So you can have multiple stations so they can go from one to the other and just keep them moving, you know, just set a time limit for each one. And there are a lot of them. Some stations or some, I cannot talk tonight, I am sorry. Some of the projects that can work as stations are like bringing a small light fixture or lamp and several types of light bulbs, because they have to tell you what the different types of light bulbs are. And some kids don't know how to screw a light bulb in. So that's an easy one. You bring a little lamp in if you have to. You can bring a drawer from a cabinet and extra knobs and have them take a knob off and put a new one on, or even a piece of board and say, this is how you do a knob, and bring some knobs to do it if you don't want to bring a drawer. You can ask an adult volunteer to have their car washed. They can do mine. Make sure you, I know, like, oh, that would be really difficult. Bring enough supplies for the scouts to help, and make sure that, of course, that you have a hose and everything that they can use, and that they use proper car washing soap and not stuff that will damage the finish. And you can even do that as groups. Just have each group do a different car if you have to. Although for that one, you could do, depending on the scouts, scouts, water, hose. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a combination.
But that might be good on like a really hot day or whatever.
Right.
Tire pressure gauge and silver rags for testing the oil levels. You could even have them do that to the car before they wash it.
Yep, that's a good one too.
And you have the different tire pressure gauges, the ones that are I should have brought them in, the one, that pops out the little stick at the back, or you have the round ones, and you bring in a variety to show them how to use them. We actually put one in each vehicle so we can test our pressure. So
Very good.
yeah, so my son's learned how to do that. You can bring extra wheels, new bearings or set of wrenches, and a sample skateboard or scooter, or even roller skates. We actually have roller skating at our community building when it's open. And the roller skates, just like a skateboard wheel. So you could bring those in and have them learn how to take wheels off and put wheels back on. Smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, along with extra batteries, and have them take the batteries out, put new ones in, and show them how to test it. You might want to bring earplugs for that part.
Yeah.
We had just changed the battery out of one of our smoke detectors and thought we were losing our minds when it started going off, of course, at 2 or 3 in the morning. And we're standing there, and I'm like, it's not this, but it's not this one. There's a door between two. They're this far apart, and there's a door between them. Like, we couldn't find it. It was the battery backup in the carbon monoxide detector in the same hallway.
Yeah.
So
when they start chirping, they are a pain.
It was loud. It actually woke my son up, and he does not wake up easy.
Yeah.
And it took us a while because our previous carbon monoxide detectors didn't have a battery backup. The one was battery only, the other was electric only. So those are easy things you can do during, during a den meeting that you can actually accomplish. You have to do, I think it's 8 items. And so you could actually end up doing 8 in one day, or you could send them home with a list of other ones they have to do at home and have the parents take a picture of it. Let's see, is there any more? Oh, okay. So, and I'm going to shoot back up to the top really quick and show you the list of the activities that they give for this section. These are just some that would work easily in a shorter time frame, this is where this was supposed to be. And I must have moved it without knowing. So how to change a light bulb in a lamp, fix a squeaky door or a cabinet hinge. If where you meet is anything like ours, that would be easy enough to find one. So that's another one you could do. Tighten a loose handle or knob on a cabinet or a piece of furniture. Demonstrate how to stop a toilet from running.
Easy.
Replace a furnace filter. That one would be something they would do at home if you wanted them to. Wash a car. Check the oil level and tire pressure in a car. One more difficult one. Show how to replace a bulb in a tail light, a turn signal or parking light, or replace a headlight in a car. It's a good thing to know, but make sure you check out your car first to make sure you can do it easily.
Do it.
I had mechanics have trouble with one of mine. When I'm like, okay, I give up, you do it. And they couldn't, and I finally ended up, because it was a little tiny space. So yeah, make sure that's something you can do before you try to show them how to do it. Help an adult change a tire on a car. That one would be more maybe running the handle to jack it up a little bit, and then helping once the tire's on there.
Yeah, it's a little touchy, that one.
Yeah, that one, but that's, they can at least watch. They can help tighten the lug nuts once it's down on the ground.
Maybe.
A good thing, have them stand back and just watch how you do that part, move the tire. They can roll the tire away once you get it off if you needed to change the tire.
Yeah,
but,
and then you'll have to finish it up, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So make a repair to a bicycle, such as adjusting or lubricating the chain, inflating the tires, fixing a flat, or adjusting the seat or handlebars.
Yeah.
That one's pretty easy to do. Replace the wheels on a skateboard, a scooter, or a pair of inline skates. Oh, see, but it wasn't. Help an adult prepare and paint a room. That would be something to do at home unless you're working on your meeting room. And it would still be something I'd have you just do at home. my son knows how to paint, but yeah, he and my husband are not neat painters. So mama normally paints instead. Help an adult replace or repair a wall or floor tile. Again, be careful of asbestos. If you're going to do this, make sure it's not an asbestos tile.
Yeah.
Help an adult install or repair a window or door lock. That would, although you could do that at a meeting, that would be probably easier at home. Help an adult fix a slow or clogged sink drain. Kids always love to use a plunger. You can always have them practice even if it's not completely plugged up. Just say, okay, how would you fix this? Or how would you plunge this toilet? And have them practice, because some people don't know how to do it. And there's the different plungers. You have the pink ones that are complete open-ended, and you have the black ones that just have the little spot at the bottom.
Right.
It's always a good thing to know. Help an adult install or repair a mailbox. Again, that would most likely be something you would do at home. Change the battery in a smoke detector or a carbon monoxide detector and test its operation. Help an adult fix a leaky faucet. So that's also a good one to know. Depends on where you're going to hold your meeting, if that would be something that would be available.
Yeah.
This is another one you could do. Find a wall stud and help an adult hang a curtain rod or a picture.
Yep.
So, and there's so many ways, because sometimes you don't have a stud finder.
Right.
You know, I've taught the tapping method to find the stud, and it does work.
Find a nail.
Yep. Take an old item, such as a small piece of furniture, a broken toy, or a picture frame, and rebuild it or refinish it, and then show your work to your Webelos den leader or another adult.
Yeah.
So that one's you could even bring in a few things and say, hey, fix this up, see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
And then do a fix-it project agreed upon with your parent or guardian. So you don't want them to try to fix something at home without talking to their parent or guardian first. You know, take the alarm clock apart and not be able to put it back together.
I taught some kids how to fly tie one time. They snipped the hair off their cat.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna have to remember that one now. So that's the entire list. They only have to do 8. And if you don't get them all done in one time, maybe make it 2 meetings. I have a friend that ties flies. I'm gonna have to tell him that.
That happened at a Scoutorama.
Poor cat.
Oh man, the parent was so mad.
Yeah, so always make sure you tell them you have to check with your parent first.
Yeah.
So when you're done with that, the closing, you can hold a Den Leader's Minute that focuses on the helpful point of the Scout Law, because a Scout is helpful. That's one of the other reasons they learn how to do this. You can tell them something like, just as our tools are always ready to help other people, so should Webelos Scouts.
Right.
And you could be a big help to your families and neighborhoods by doing a good turn each day. I mean, they may have an elderly neighbor that has a loose stair. Have them go over with a parent to help fix it, or a doorknob. You can also say, a Scout is helpful. A Scout cares about other people.
Service.
They help others without expecting payment or reward.
Yeah.
So, and they fulfilled their duties to their family by helping at home. So it gets them to, start thinking about, why would I do this? Or how can I do this?
Yeah.
It's, and and things they learn now, even if you think they may not be paying as much attention, they can carry it through, you know, to life. Just,
oh man,
yeah.
we all have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So remember, yep, the Cub Scout motto is do your best, especially during COVID. There are some things you can still show them how to do online and say, hey, have these things ready and show me how you're doing them. If we're meeting in person, I know other groups aren't. So you could say, okay, show me a carbon monoxide detector you have in your house. Show me the battery in it. Most of them should know where those are. I think most houses have to have them now, at least if they've been bought or sold anytime recently. So.
Well, no, I think that they've got a permanent battery. I don't think you can take the battery out anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. This one came with the house. The other one we had, I think you could change the battery. But yeah, a lot of them do have a permanent battery now. You're right.
Yeah.
So maybe just a fire alarm. Mm-hmm. Of course, good luck and have fun. If you aren't having fun, the kids probably aren't either.
Right.
So, yeah. And this, knowing how to fix things, make simple repairs will stand a scout in good stead in life. Tighten a screw, pound a nail, check tire pressure. They may seem like little things, but they can help the scout do great things. I know too many people that aren't even sure how to use a screwdriver. So this adventure will help them not only help themselves, but potentially help others as well.
Yep. Pass it on.
And that, there you go. There. Sometimes it doesn't let me stop sharing.
So how do we get a copy of that? What is the link of that? Because that is something that I would like to refer to, wouldn't you?
The Scout.
This presentation that she just.
I can send it to you. I created it.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Wow.
If you want to put your email in the chat, and they will normally send me your emails anyway, but that way I make sure I have it.
Yes.
We have about 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry, I had shingles in my eye and they flared up again. And so the drops they have me on, I can't see clearly. So if I'm looking at it funny, I'm not.
Man. I never knew that you could get it in your
Yes,
eyes.
you can.
I had to have eye surgery for it and everything. I'm going
to gosh.
Recording though. Let's see if it let me.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
Maybe.
There you go.